Hello, everybody. It's me, Ross, and Liam, as always, to bring you another edition of the Monday Recap. And what a week it's been. A week of very different results, from the highs of the 6-0 win against Doncaster to the lows of losing 2-1 in the rain at Accrington. Liam, you were there in the open terrace. Your opening thoughts on that defeat, a long way back home after that defeat. And same old story sometimes.
I suppose I may as well sum it up with the most positive aspect of the day was that it wasn't as wet as it predicted to be. So we didn't get as drenched. And that pretty much tells you all you need to know about that game, because it was, for me, and I mean, I haven't been to every single game. I missed couple of the first away games. That is the worst it's been. That's probably the worst performance they've put up. In every game, they've had moments where they've played all right and they've had opportunities and haven't taken them. But yesterday, Saturday, it was just awful. It was so bad. It reminded me of the Fleetwood game pre-COVID, when we were all ironically cheering Harry Suter every time he won the ball in the air for the millionth time, that Town were just booting it aimlessly forward without any real purpose. And it was the same on Saturday. That the team, for some reason, and I mean, Morsey has come out with some pretty strong words afterwards, but Accrington were very direct, and that's the way they wanted to play. But Town, the way they played was just, they just played into their hands. It was just, and Bon is a very good striker. He is very good at doing the all-round game. I think that's why, as well as his goal scoring, I think that's why he's first choice at the moment. But in terms of the target man side of things, that's probably his weakest element. He is a physical lad, but he's not that tall. And some of those high balls on Saturday, I mean, the guy behind in Nottingham, who's about 7 foot, was just winning everything. And we were just hoping to pick off all the second balls like Accrington were with Bishop, which they were, and we weren't. We just weren't pressed up high enough. They didn't have any bravery on the ball for me. They either went long, or they played very safe backwards passes with no purpose whatsoever. It was that bad. We only had that one chance for it, which was scored, and that was it. And Accrington, they didn't create a huge amount, but they were much further up the pitch, and well, yeah, they did have a good command of the dark arts. Let's say Harry Pell's not going to be on my Christmas card list, I have to say. What an absolute, not going to say, not going to swear. But I mean, that kind of Peter Kay have it moment where he just booted the ball out of the stands is just, I've never seen that before. That's just complete shithousery to the extreme. It was just, and the fact that he kept falling over with very limited contact. But they did it all game. It wasn't just him. There was others. And Town didn't learn from it. And Cook was right to be very, very angry at the performance. And whatever Morsey wants to say about what Accrington are like, well, we've got to take a good look at ourselves, because we really played into their hands on Saturday.
Yeah, we did indeed. And we thought we had lift off after the Doncaster 6-0 win, and then going to Accrington and losing like that. And, October is a busy, month for a lot of big games. Let's go look at them, Liam. And I want to get your thoughts, your points prediction. I'm sure we'll have to look back at the September points prediction. I'm sure you didn't get as many right, sadly. But, we've got the, Pat John's Trophy tomorrow, but we won't get into that. But we've got Shrewsbury Town at home, then Cambridge away, then Pompey away on a Tuesday night, and then Fleetwood at home, and then we end the month with Plymouth away. And Plymouth, they're my dark horses, and they've only seen one defeat, and they're currently third in League One. So what do you reckon for those results? They're big gains for Paul Cook and co.
Well, it's a big month. It's a much bigger month now than probably what we all thought it would be. I mean, I just want to make a reference to Stu and Andy's little video that they usually do at the end of the game, and talking about obviously the end game, as it were, with obviously automatic promotion, and the fact that we're 12 points behind at the moment, and we're almost now going to have to average at least 2 points a game to get anywhere near the average amount of points that normally takes you to get automatically promoted, which is a really, really tough ask. I mean, that we've got 36 games left, and all of a sudden we're needing to average almost 2 points a game. There's not much leeway in there all of a sudden, and so it makes this month really, really big, because they've got to start gaining some momentum somewhere. As you said, we all thought it was liftoff on Tuesday night against Doncaster last week, and then they go and put that in against Accrington. I wouldn't have minded if they'd lost to Accrington, played well, and it was just one of those games. But the performance was so poor off the back of such a thumping win, and the confidence. It really is quite disturbing how all of a sudden they've gone from one extreme to the other, and it doesn't give you confidence that they're going to get that run that they need. So looking at the fixtures ahead, I mean, 3 of them in there, at least 2 of them are absolute bankers, and they're the 2 home games, Shrewsbury and Fleetwood. They've got to get 6 points out of them. That there is no, we can't beat around the bush with those 2. Cambridge, it's a tricky one because it is their kind of, I suppose, cup final for them. It's a derby, a slight derby as such. And they've not been too bad this season. They've actually impressed a lot of people and are doing better, I think, than most people expected. And away from home, another tight pitch. It's got that recipe for disaster. But again, you've got to look at that game as being 3 points, really. And then the other 2, well, it's difficult from there then. Pompey on the Tuesday night. I mean, I'll be honest with you, coming to the back end pre-Accrington, I thought with the form that Portsmouth are in, and some of the results they've been getting, and obviously that result that Town got against Doncaster, I thought, no reason why we can't go to Fratton Park and get a win there quite comfortably. And then they've gone and thumped Sunderland 4-0 at the weekend. Suddenly you look at that game and think, oh, Tuesday night on the South Coast, it's going to be a tricky one, and there's going to be a lot of spice to that. And then obviously Plymouth at the end of the month, as you said, they're having a great season so far. They've made a great start. Whether they will be able to sustain that or not, I have no idea. But they're full of confidence, and by the time we come to play them at the end of the month, there might be a lot of things that have changed, but they are going to be difficult at home park. That's going to be another very difficult game. So all of a sudden, you're looking at least a guaranteed 9 out of 15, you would hope, and then 2 games that could go either way. But at the moment, I've got no confidence that those big games, we're going to win them. So I could see us maybe getting a point at Plymouth, but I think we'll get beaten on the South Coast. I just think the way they played at Accrington on Saturday, I just think if Portsmouth are going to turn it into a battle, and there's going to be a bit of spice off the field as well, the Portsmouth fans have certainly had a lot to say about us in pre-season. I just don't know after the weekend if they would be up for it. So I think I can see us losing there. So I would like to predict 10 out of 15. I think 3 wins, a draw, and a defeat, which certainly isn't terrible by any means, but unfortunately, I just don't think that'll be enough. Portsmouth's a hard game, but with the results now that we've let slip in this first couple of months of the season, we've almost backed ourselves into a corner where we've now got to go to the likes of Fratton Park and next month against Sunderland at the Stadium of Light and have to go there and actually win. All of a sudden, you've got to say that a point may not be enough in those games. So, yeah, there's going to be a defeat in there somewhere, and I think the most likely place will be Portsmouth. And I'm not even sure if we'll beat Plymouth at the moment. But I think I'll plump for a draw. I'll be positive on that one. But the other three, we've got to win those. We've got to at least win those three, definitely. Cambridge, but we should still win it. I'm going to say 10 out of 15. Be more realistic than I was last month.
Indeed. Well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll look back at that next month. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below your thoughts on the Accrington defeat and also your predictions for the points for this month. Some big games. We'll be back throughout the week to talk about the Shrewsbury game, and we'll be back next week for the Monday recap and hopefully talking about a win again. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Liam, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.